Okay, we are now live.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of council for February 22nd. Wow, already. So I'm going to call the meeting to order. You have a copy of the agenda in front of you, looking for a motion to adopt the agenda. Councillor Dufert, seconded by, Councillor Gunaway. All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Item number 3 is any declarations of interest? None being noted. Moving on to item number 4, announcements, awards, ceremonies, and presentations. Do I have anything from council? And as soon as I can see you all again. There we go. Nothing from council. Anything from administration?
Nothing from administration.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to item number 5A, minutes of the public consultation for rezoning dated January 11th, 2021. Looking for a motion to adopt. Councillor Dufert, go ahead. You're on mute. Sorry, Councillor Dufert.
Sorry, Your Worship, thank you. I'll move the recommendation that the Council of the Town of Hay River accept the minutes of the public consultation for rezone held on January 11th, 2021.
Thank you. Seconder? Councillor Chambers, any questions to the motion? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. 5B, regular meeting of council minutes dated January 25th, 2021. Looking for a motion to adopt. Councillor Chambers, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll move that the Council of the Town of Hay River accept the minutes from the regular meeting of council held on January 25th, 2021 as presented.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Gunaway. Any questions to the motion? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Item 5C, regular meeting minutes of council for February 1st, 2021. Looking for a motion. Councillor Dowie, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll move that the Council of Town of Hay River accept the regular meeting minutes from the February 1st, 2021 meeting. As presented.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Gunaway. Any questions to the motion? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Item number 6 is information item, and it is the Rec Committee minutes from December 10th, 2020 meeting. So do we need a motion? No, I don't think so. Okay. Moving on to administrative inquiries, and I'll pass the floor over to SAO Smith.
Thank you, Your Worship. We will start with the Director of Finance, please.
Thank you, Worship, and good evening, everyone. No significant updates from finance and administration this evening. Staff have been busy in working through the year-end audit requests. We're undertaking to make changes to our utility bylaw to reflect the rate increases that were approved by Council for 2021. We've also set the date for the Board of Revisions hearing for March 10th. So once that is completed, we'll be able to use that to calculate the mill rate for 2021. Our plan is to bring that forward to Council for approval in April. That is it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for our Director of Finance? None being noted. Back to SAO Smith.
Thank you, Your Worship. We'll move next to the Director of Recreation and Community Services.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and good evening, everyone. A few updates for tonight. From operations, there isn't much to update other than there was a closure last week on February 18th to allow for investigation and troubleshooting of some issues with our intrusion alarm. Those are progressing, but we do expect the contractor to be back next week to continue with troubleshooting. Our maintenance crew has also replaced the automated chlorine feed system for the pool and hot tub. Initial testing has gone well. The hot tub is now operating entirely with the new system, and we expect to transition to the pool to the new system this week. The existing systems were original to the building, and they were simply due for replacement. They were approximately 15 years old, and we're happy to have a new system there and to replace the older system. We also have been investigating leaks in the Aquatic Center main lobby roof. Maintenance did some snow clearing and investigating. They found some ice around some drains on the roof. It appears that we are losing some heat, so we've done some temporary repairs, and we've budgeted for a full investigation this spring and summer, and to determine how best to patch the roof and avoid these leaks that seem to happen around this time of year. On the aquatic side, we've received approval from the Office of the Chief Public Health Officer to resume swimming lessons. Our aquatic staff will come up with some more specific details and timelines, and we'll update council and the public on upcoming swimming lessons. We also have tentative plans for a lifeguarding competition. Our aquatic supervisor has been working with representatives of the Mackenzie Rec Association. I'm not sure if this would be a first for a lifeguarding competition, but Hay River is being discussed as the location for this competition, and we would see lifeguards from different communities coming to Hay River for a friendly competition there. We have seen an increase in special event weekend bookings for the ice surface. For example, minor hockey has been scheduling exhibition games with Fort Smith, and there's just a bit more with regards to exhibition games. Communications have been going well with the user groups. It does mean that the community center is a little busier on the weekend, but staff have been managing well, and there's no concern for COVID guidelines or restrictions at this point. With regard to the ice surface, we're also in communication with the user groups and starting communications with Simcoe Refrigeration regarding the end of the ice season. Unconfirmed, we're aiming for end of March, early April, first week in April approximately. A little more complicated this year given that Simcoe Refrigeration's an Edmonton company, and we have to schedule around their availability and around the border closure. So we're updating user groups, and we'll update council once a firm date is determined. Attended a few meetings recently. The rec committee had 2 meetings last week. We had our regular meeting, and then we also had a special meeting. The rec committee, one of the large items was to review a capital item, which was the multipurpose room fitness equipment project. I wanted to update the committee and get direction on some of the options. The committee did recommend that we proceed with the project as per the original description, which sees the town buying equipment to increase and diversify our fitness programming and group classes as what we've been doing in a similar light. I also attended the Hay River Golf Club AGM on behalf of the Department of Recreation, and I'll be attending a meeting with the golf club and representative from ITI regarding a funding application we've submitted to support repairs of the clubhouse at the golf course. Our SAO and our Tourism and Economic Development Coordinator will be virtually attending the Chamber AGM, which is this Wednesday. And we've prepared a presentation on some green space enhancements, which include Bob McMeekin Chamber Park. I believe the SAO will be doing that presentation. And it's my understanding SAO will also share that presentation with council shortly. Lastly, I'd just like to update on some funding and capital items. Our Tourism and Economic Development Officer submitted our application to ITI's Community Tourism Coordinator Funding program. We've received approval twice before for this program, and we're seeking funding once again for that Community Tourism Coordinator position. We are also preparing submissions for a second round of tourism product development and marketing program. We submitted expression of interest and we're invited to submit for the second round of approvals in that process. And that application aligns with our tourism and marketing plans that have been presented to council previously. We'll also be submitting an application to Canada Healthy Communities Fund to support our proposed project on Vail Island at the Old Town Playground and the old ball diamonds that were there. This funding application aligns with the previous application, but we'll be seeking some funding for specifically to increase access to recreation facilities with regards to that application there. Lastly, we received confirmation from United Way and GNWT on some funding that was previously denied, and it seems like there was some extra funding available, and we were approved for $33,500 towards our after-school and youth programming. We'll be looking to offset some of the costs of the programming that we've already delivered. But we'll also be looking to increase some of the equipment we have available for those programs, and just generally looking to increase the physical activities that youth have access to at a low cost and easy access within the recreation center. We are also following up with 3 funding contributions that have a March 31st deadline. So we're spending towards our summer cap with the GNWT. We've got a couple projects under that funding. We also have 2 commitments towards our Canor funding, one of them being purchase of conference equipment. And that's well underway, and we're almost done in that. And that Canor also supports some of the work at Port Landing, and we're buying materials to prepare for some of the work this summer. And the last funding contribution that has a March 31st deadline is our MACA Sport and Rec funding, which has some support from the Government of Canada this year, and that will be supporting our multi-purpose room fitness equipment project, with again the goal to increase the community's access to group fitness programs at a reasonable cost, and try to get Hay Riverites healthy and active. Those are my updates. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Any questions for our Director of Recreation? Go ahead, Councillor Dewey.
Thank you, Worship. No question. I just wanted to thank the director for all of his time there over the last week. We, like you said, there was a couple of rec board meetings that ended up taking place, and with all the other stuff that he's got on the go there, as everybody heard, there's quite a bit. So I just wanted to thank him for taking the time there this week to hear from our community members.
Thank you, Councillor Dewey. Any other questions for our Director of Recreation? None being noted, back to SAO Smith.
Thank you, Worship. The Director of Public Works and Services, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. Not a lot of updates from Public Works this week. Our guys will be out doing some snow clearing this week. I believe they're starting tomorrow morning. Been working on preparing documents for some of our capital projects for this summer. So we should have tender documents going out for the Riverview Drive and Beaver Crescent project this week. And then we should also have RFP going out for our zoning bylaw update either later this week or early next week. Also, we've gotten confirmation from Protect NT, or approval from Protect NT for the water intake inspection guys. So they will be up here the week of March 8th doing the inspection of our intake, as well as some cleaning of our water reservoirs. And that's the updates from Public Works.
Thank you, Director. Any questions from council? Back to SAO Smith.
Thank you, Your Worship. You'll note that the Director of Protective Services is not on the call this evening. He's taking some well-deserved leave as of late and is back tomorrow into the office. Although he has been continuing on through his response calls as well. Of course, he doesn't, he never really gets the time off that he deserves, but I guess that's coming after retirement soon. And on that note, we are working towards, I think today is the deadline for submissions for our Director of Protective Services position. So we'll be reviewing those applicants this week and hopefully lining up our interviews over the next couple of weeks. So busy working on questions and preparing the interview package for that, both myself and the Director of Protective Services through support of our HR manager. The Director of Protective Services has also been working on our taxi bylaw and some consultation there with the 2 local operators. So we expect to have that into committee and hopefully council in March. Also, the communications tower, a little update there. We have completed some of the engineering and the insurance work to verify that it will be covered. And so we have moved forward with the purchase order for the tower. As for myself, I will be attending with the mayor and deputy mayor this week, the NWT Association of Communities AGM. Always a major event for the Northwest Territories and its municipal leadership. So that starts Thursday, runs through Saturday. We've also submitted an application for the Healthy Community Award, so cross our fingers on that one. Also had a meeting with, again, the mayor and deputy mayor last week with Minister Simpson and MLA Simpson. Several items on the agenda, including homelessness, land development, local policing, landfill fire, and power franchise. We will be submitting and working through a couple of our amendments pertaining to our community plan relating to zoning development or zoning changes. So there's some consultation work that is needed with one of those amendments, and then we will be seeking to get that into MACA's hands for ministerial approval. We are also working on another item that's from off of our strategic plan is a website refresh. So I've been spending some time working with the council administrator and with our department heads on a long list of updates to the website, as well as some enhancements to the functionality of it. And I'm also this week just spending some time working on our pavilion project wrap up and reporting. Finally get to check that one off as we work on installing some of the site signage and there's other highway signage as well that will be erected. So good to have that completed. And that's it from myself.
Thank you, SAO. Any questions for our SAO Smith? Okay, everybody got off easy tonight. Okay, so moving on to item 8A, Tourism and Economic Development Report for January. Councillor Dufert.
Thank you, Your Worship. I will, just 1 second. Oops. There we go. Thank you, Your Worship. I move that the council of the town of Hay River accepts the tourism and economic development report for the month of January 2021. Seconded by Councillor Chambers.
Thank you. Any questions on the motion? I did have, I guess, more of a comment. It would be nice we welcome a presentation on those product info sheets. I would love to see them, and I'm sure the rest of council would too. So just a little note to take back if we could. But other than that, I'm looking for all in favor. Thank you. Motion carries. Item 8B, Emergency Services Monthly Report for January. Deputy Mayor.
Yes, thank you, Worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Grenawagen, that the Council of Town Hay River approves the Emergency Services Activity Report for January 2021 as presented.
Thank you. Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. 8C, Municipal Enforcement Monthly Report for January 2021. Councillor Chambers.
Thank you, Your Worship. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Dowie that the Council of the Town of Hay River accepts the Municipal Enforcement Report for January 2021 as presented.
Thank you. Any questions to the report? None being noted. All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Item 8D, Public Works Monthly Report for January 2021. And that would be Councillor Dufert.
Thank you, Your Worship. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Anderson that the Council of the Town of Hay River accepts the Public Works Monthly Report for January 2021.
Thank you. Any questions? Go ahead, Councillor Dowie.
Thanks, Your Worship. Just I can second that in Councillor Anderson's absence.
Okay, thank you. No questions? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. What are we on? There we go. Okay, so the Recreation Monthly Report for January 2021, Councillor Dowie.
Thank you, Worship. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Duford that the Council of Town of Hay River accepts the report entitled Recreation and Community Services Monthly Report for January 2021 as presented.
Thank you. Any questions, comments from council? I just had a couple. Wanted to commend administration for working with the school calendar and ensuring that there is programming happening when the kids are out of school. And this week they're out for 4 days for PD. So I know that the uptake is huge. The numbers are going up and well received. Great comments from both kids and parents. So I just wanted to comment on that. And so all in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Item 8F, letter of support for ICE Wireless. Councillor Dowie, go ahead.
Thank you, Worship. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Chambers that the Council of the Town of Hay River directs administration to draft a letter supporting ICE Wireless's application to the Government of Canada for funding to provide 4G LTE mobile service to Hay River.
Thank you. Any questions to the motion? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Item 9G, Board of Revision Appointments, and that is Councillor Dowie.
Sure. Thank you, Worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Chambers, that the Council of the Town of Hay River appoints as members to the 2021 Board of Revision to the following: Liam Dean, Brian Lefebvre, Vince McKay, and Alvin Petrie.
Thank you. Any questions to the motion? None being noted. All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 9, new business. 9A, excused absence for Councillor Anderson. Looking for a motion. Deputy Mayor, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Worship. I'll move that the Council of Town Haver excuse Councillor Anderson from the regular meeting of council made February 22nd, 2021.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Dufert. Any questions to the motion? None being noted. All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. 9B, bylaw 2423, traffic control report. Looking for a motion. Councillor Dufert, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll move the recommendation that the Council of the Town of Hay River accepts the report on bylaw number 2423, traffic control as presented.
Thank you. Seconded by? All in, Deputy Mayor, sorry, I'm jumping ahead here. All in favor? Was there any questions? I'm sorry. I really did jump ahead. Mucked this one up pretty good. No questions? All in favor? Sorry, show of hands again. Thank you. Motion carries. Item 9C, Tourism and Economic Development Committee appointments. Deputy Mayor, go ahead.
Yeah, Worship, I'm not sure about this motion or this item. I did have a couple people ask me about those opportunities to join that board, and I hadn't seen anything, so I'm not sure how we had advertised it. So I'm just wondering if we can postpone it or table it to. I think there's a couple people in the community that are interested. I'm just not sure if how it's put out there, but it was a concern of mine, I guess. And I'm sorry what I didn't get to you before the meeting, but not sure how we could.
I'll go back to SAO Smith on that and see how the process was done. Thank you.
Thank you, Worship. So I guess is the question how this was advertised?
Yeah, and do we have an opportunity to, reopen it? I do know there's a couple people interested in the position, and I know, and to a second point, I'm not sure if we sent Donnelly anything for the thank you for services, but I know some people knew that there's going to be some vacancy there. So, but I didn't see it in December, so and this was probably about a month ago. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll go to the director of recreation to speak to the specifics of the advertising, but there were advertisements including updates provided or indications provided to council previously. So I guess it then becomes a question, right, on how council would like to proceed. There would have been deadlines for those submissions. Well, if a director of recreation, if he's able to provide that update right now, otherwise we can come back with that information.
Fair enough, but I do have a quick question: is how long is the term?
It's only until the end of this year. So,
okay. So then there would be
elections.
An opportunity. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Go ahead, Director.
Yeah, what I can update is that the expression of interest was advertised on our website, on our social media pages, and I believe some emails were sent out. Council was also updated via admin inquiries. I don't believe that it was in the papers, but those were the communications. I believe the expression of interest was open for a few weeks. As was indicated, this was to replace some of the committee members that had to resign for various reasons, and the term is ending December 31st, 2021.
Thank you.
I can also add that based on the terms of reference, this committee, I think, meets every 2 months. So there's sometimes not over the summer. So there's only a few scheduled meetings probably until the end of this term, maybe a bit more than that.
Okay, I'm fine. If it's ending at the end of the year, then I'll just tell whoever's telling me that or asking about it. So
Yeah, I agree, Deputy Mayor. The process was followed and there will be an opportunity coming up again next year. So,
Oh, yeah, no doubt. My question was not about process was followed or not. It's
okay. Yep. Okay. So are we looking for, where am I at in the process? Sorry, guys. We're questions looking for, we
There's
have,
no motion, there's no motion on the table yet, your worship.
oh, okay. So looking for a motion. Go ahead, Councillor Dewey.
Thank you, worship. I'll move the recommendation that the council of Town of Hay River appoints the following individuals: Jessica Payer, Kristen Slade, and Pierre Benoit Chalafu to serve as members of the Tourism and Economic Development Committee for the remainder of the current term ending on December 31st, 2021.
Thank you. Looking for a seconder. Councillor Chambers. Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Item number 10, bylaws. Bylaw 23 or 24-23 traffic bylaw, looking for first reading. Need a motion. Councillor Dewey, go ahead.
Thank you, worship. I'll move first reading of bylaw number 2423, traffic control bylaw.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Dufert. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 10, oh, looking for second reading on that same bylaw. Need a motion. Councillor Dewey, go ahead.
Thank you, worship. I'll move second reading on bylaw number 2423, traffic control.
Seconded by Councillor Dufert. Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Item 10B, bylaw 2424, half-day civic holiday for Campa Carnival. We're looking for first reading. Deputy Mayor, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, worship. I'll move first reading of bylaw 2424, half-day civic holiday for Kamba.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Gunaway. Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. Looking for second reading on bylaw 2424, half-day civic holiday. Deputy Mayor Bouchard.
Yes, thank you, worship. I'll move second reading of bylaw 2424, half-day civic holiday for Kamba.
Seconded by Councillor Grunewagen. All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries. I'm looking, as this is coming right up and we don't have a meeting before the carnival week, I'm looking for unanimous consent. No? Councillor Dewey, go ahead.
Thank you, worship. Councillor Anderson's not here tonight, so
Oh,
my recommendation would maybe be that we have a special meeting before the next committee meeting or after, that we could pass this at third reading.
okay. We're gonna have to have them because Canberra Carnival is on the week, first week in March. Okay, so right along. As I find my paperwork, there we go. Okay, so I need a motion to go in camera. Councillor Dufert, seconded by Deputy Mayor Bouchard. And before I go look for. Okay, so all in favor? Okay, so if everybody could turn their mics on, I'm going to ask you all, do you solemnly swear and sincerely affirm that you are alone and cannot be overheard while in camera? Deputy Mayor.
I swear.
Councillor Willows.
I swear.
Councillor Dufert.
Thank you, your worship, I swear.
Councillor Dewey.
Thank you, worship. I swear.
Councillor Chambers.
I swear.
Thank you. And Councillor Grunewagen.
I swear.
Okay, so what time is it? 7:05. So how about 3 minutes? No, you better give me 5. I gotta take my dogs out or they're gonna keep bugging me. So 7:10, we're back. Sorry.
Two.
We will be in camera. Thanks, guys. And thank our staff for their evening, and I hope everyone has a good one.
Hey, Glenn.